They tell you to dream big, but what if the secret to achieving those dreams is to act incredibly small? What if the grandest mountains are not conquered in one heroic leap, but by taking a single, simple step, over and over again? My name is Alex, and for the longest time, I was a collector of tomorrows. My dreams were vast, cinematic epics playing out in my mind. I would start a revolutionary tech company, write a novel that would move millions, get into the best shape of my life. These weren't just dreams, they were destinations. The problem was, I saw the destination, but the path from where I stood to that shimmering horizon looked like an impossible chasm. So, I waited. I waited for the surge of motivation, the perfect idea, the lightning strike of inspiration that would give me the power to leap across. I told myself, I'll start tomorrow, or Monday is the day, or once this project is over, but tomorrow always became today, and today was always filled with the same inertia. Procrastination wasn't just a bad habit, it was the architect of my life, building walls around my potential, one deferred decision at a time. I was trapped in the paralysis of the grand effort, believing that success was a single, explosive event. I was wrong. It's a quiet, almost invisible, accumulation. My turning point didn't come with a lightning strike, but with the quiet wisdom of an old man named Samuel, who tended the community garden near my apartment. I used to walk through that garden on my way home from a job that paid the bills but starved my soul, feeling the weight of my unfulfilled ambitions. One afternoon, I saw Samuel on his knees, patiently watering a patch of empty soil. I'd seen him do it every day for months. Curious, and frankly, looking for a distraction from my own thoughts, I asked him what he was growing. He looked up, his eyes crinkling at the corners. "A giant," he said with a smile. I looked at the barren patch of dirt and saw nothing. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. I saw him tend to that same spot, watering, weeding, nurturing. Nothing broke the surface. I thought he was eccentric, a man watering a dream that would never sprout. One day, feeling particularly defeated, I sat on the bench and confessed my frustrations to him. I told him about my grand plans and my complete inability to start them. He listened patiently, then wiped the soil from his hands and sat beside me. "Alex," he began, his voice calm and steady, "let me tell you about the Chinese bamboo tree. When you plant its seed, you water it and nurture it for a full year, and you see nothing. You do the same the second year, and nothing happens. The third year, the fourth year, still nothing. A person without patience would have given up, convinced the seed was dead. But then, sometime in the fifth year, a tiny sprout finally breaks through the earth, and in the next 6 weeks, the tree shoots up to over 80 feet tall." He paused, letting the image settle in my mind. "So, let me ask you," he continued, "did the bamboo tree grow 80 feet in 6 weeks, or in 5 years? The question hit me with the force of a revelation. It grew in 5 years. For all that time, when it seemed like nothing was happening, the tree was building its foundation. It was developing an incredibly complex and powerful root system underground, a network strong enough to support the massive explosive growth that was to come. Without those 5 years of silent, unseen, daily work, the tree would have collapsed under the weight of its own rapid success. In that moment, I saw myself. I had been so focused on the 80-foot tree that I had completely ignored the daily, unglamorous work of building the roots. That conversation changed everything. I decided to stop waiting for the grand leap and start watering my own patch of soil. I didn't try to change my entire life overnight. Instead, I picked one small thing. I decided to wake up just 30 minutes earlier than usual. That was it. That small change gave me a quiet, uninterrupted window to myself before the chaos of the day began. In that silence, I didn't try to write my novel. I just committed to reading 10 pages of a book. Just 10. Some days it felt pointless, but I did it anyway. 10 pages a day became a book a month. A book a month became 12 books a year, filling my mind with new ideas and perspectives. Next, I tackled my health. The idea of a 2-hour gym session was overwhelming, a perfect excuse for procrastination. So instead, I committed to just 10 minutes of exercise every single day. A brisk walk, some push-ups, a few stretches. It was so small it felt ridiculous, but it was too small to skip. Slowly, my energy levels began to rise. That 10 minutes often turned into 15 or 20, not because I had to, but because I started to want to. I applied this philosophy to my biggest dream, writing a book. The thought of writing 80,000 words was paralyzing. So I made a new rule: write just 100 words a day. Some days they were terrible words, but they were written. 100 words became a paragraph. Paragraphs became a page. Pages became a chapter. I was no longer staring at an impossible mountain. I was just taking one small, manageable step every single day. Procrastination, my oldest enemy, began to lose its power. Its greatest weapon is the feeling of being overwhelmed. By breaking my goals into laughably small pieces, I disarmed it. I learned to practice gratitude, a habit Samuel swore by. Every night before bed, I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for. This tiny act shifted my entire mindset from scarcity to abundance, from focusing on the long road ahead to appreciating the ground beneath my feet. I also became ruthless about my phone usage. I set a simple rule: no phone for the first hour of the day and the last hour before bed. This reclaimed my focus and my peace, creating space for the habits that were actually building my future. For a long time, just like the bamboo, there were no visible results. My life, from the outside, looked exactly the same. I still had the same job, lived in the same apartment. There were days I felt discouraged, wondering if my tiny efforts even mattered. It was a test of patience and consistency. I had to have faith in the root system I was building, even when I couldn't see it. I had to trust the process. Then, slowly at first, and then all at once, the sprouts began to appear. After about 18 months, my 100 words a day had become a finished manuscript. My 10 pages of reading had given me the knowledge to start a small side business based on a niche ID discovered. My 10 minutes of exercise had transformed my physical and mental health. My small, consistent efforts had compounded, weaving together to create a foundation so strong that when the growth came, I was ready for it. The success that people eventually saw didn't happen overnight. It was the result of thousands of small, disciplined choices. It was the harvest from seeds planted years before. Success in life does not come from a single, heroic effort. It is the quiet sum of your days. It's in choosing the book over the phone, the 10-minute walk over the couch, the 100 words over the empty page. Procrastination is the thief that steals your dreams. Not all at once, but one small, deferred moment at a time. Be the bamboo. Have the patience to work on your roots, even when the world sees only empty soil. Water your dreams with small, consistent, daily habits. Trust that beneath the surface, you are building the foundation for something magnificent. The results may not show today or tomorrow, but they will come, and when they do, you will rise. Not because of one great leap, but because of the thousands of tiny steps that got you there. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content on building a better life, one small habit at a time. See you in the next video.